Go.
Okay, the question. Thinking back on the very first session as a client, what is something you want to tell practitioners to help make their clients feel more comfortable? Well, my first session as a client, I was very nervous, very, very nervous. I was afraid that I would do the wrong thing, say the wrong thing. I was afraid that the practitioner didn't like me, that she would think that I was hopeless and worthless and kick me out. And looking back, it wasn't just the first session or the first session of a method I hadn't tried before. And it wasn't about the practitioners. I was just nervous. It was like my thing. So I started having an understanding about what it was during a kinesiology workshop. The teacher noticed that there was something about my left and right coordination, and she offered to do a balance for me. It was a movement type balance, and at some point I was just standing there and I couldn't move or say anything. My teacher noticed that and she asked how I was, and I just said to her, I don't know. I didn't know what was wrong with me. And I felt just so nervous inside. And I felt also very worthless because I couldn't do even that little thing right. And luckily at that point, my classmate said to the teacher, she said, oh, her body is so used to the old way that it doesn't want to change. And even though I was still feeling nervous, I immediately felt better, knowing that it was just a process and there was nothing horribly wrong with me. And what happened is that during any type of healing session, is as if the practitioners are putting the client under a microscope. So whatever the clients usually would feel, or what usually they would be suppressing, it becomes very huge and big for them to understand and for them to see themselves better. Because at that time I was nervous about everything and I was feeling really worthless. So when the focus was on me, I felt extra nervous and extra worthless. So how can practitioners help their clients feel more comfortable? Well, I think provide a safe place for them to be themselves without judging them, not in words and not in thoughts, because they can really feel our insincerity. And I think it's not important how or what the practitioners think about the client. It's only important what the clients think of themselves. And people do judge themselves constantly, and they suppress whatever emotions that they feel are undesirable. Now, during a session, the clients might feel extra angry, they might be extra jealous of people in their lives, they might be just extra something that they normally are not. But if they can really open up and vent their hearts out, I think it's a sign of trust between the practitioners and the clients. So I think it's really good for the practitioners to always notice the client's in emotional state during the whole session. And if they notice that the clients are not feeling good, just check with them and ask them what they feel they need at that time. Do they need to stay in this yucky space for a little longer, to vent a little bit longer, to cry a bit more? But reassure them. Let them know that it is part of the process, that there is nothing wrong to have emotions. You know, it's really scary, sometimes really scary when some old memories come back to the surface, or when all that grief and sorrow or anger or fear that we suppress so deep within us coming back to the surface. Let them release whatever it is to release and be there for them. Just reassure them that there is nothing wrong with them. It's part of the process, and let them know that sometimes we do need to go through a yucky, smelly tunnel in order to exit to the most wonderful world. So I think that's what practitioners can help their clients with. Just be with them, reassure them.